What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is Bamboo. You're watching Bamboo Gaming. So I just want to talk about NiMROD real quick because I think this is a problem when it comes to dropping cards for your player base that's mostly free to play. Especially if you like made a card like NiMROD, right? When this card is destroyed, I can copy to each other location. So I've been seeing a lot of YouTube content with NiMROD, and the best way to use him is with premium cards, right? If you have Shuri, Galactus, uh, but that's, you know what I mean? Like that's what makes him shine the most. Most of the like almost 95% of this player base isn't pay to win. And NiMROD is just kind of like helps those people that do play to win become more creative with it, because NiMROD does have the special ability of being like, I think the best quality about him is he's unshankshiable. You know what I mean? The second you get him past 10, because I think that's when he shines, is where you have to increase his power. He has to feel like Black Panther in a way that it's just but with NiMROD, like what's cool is if you get him to 10 and save your Artem Zola, you know what I mean, then Shang-Chi is a dead card in the other opponent's hand. That's what I think would make him so crazy. If he was already a 5/10, that's that's that would make him great for everyone to have. A card that, if for a card that's a staple in everyone's deck like Shang-Chi, give a card in your season pass that everyone can use. That would be amazing. That would shut off people, like, now that like it gives people options on how to create decks, you know what I mean? Like if you understand, like I think the developers know like what are staples in everyone's deck. Sunspot. Make a season pass that like you can either choose Sunspot or you can choose this card, you know what I mean? Or for this NiMROD character, you can, if he was a 5/10, you can be like, oh, now that we made NiMROD, for everyone that runs Shang-Chi and can't run Shang-Chi in their deck, at least you have NiMROD. You know what I mean? And then you can make a deck like this for NiMROD. But that's the problem with NiMROD is, yeah, you have to have premium cards for him to have, for his effect to be so uh oppressive and or good enough to compete with. So I mean, because she like Arrow's there, loses to Arrow. I think there's a lot of videos on YouTube that NiMROD loses to Arrow or loses to Leech or, um. So at least like have a card that can beat a staple in everyone's deck. You know what I mean? Like you really don't have to change cards. Like if they are who they are, like just, I mean, yeah, like keep buffing. I always say buff weaker cards. It changes like the whole game. Changing one or two cards, it like Wolverine is probably the craziest example. Like every time he gets destroyed, he gets +2. Why? What's there? There's at least Baron Mordor would be like, you can buff this guy up, man. There's so many cards here that like are really bad and needs a little touch up, and then it, it it doesn't make sense to keep making cards like this. Or you're, because what are you gonna do with NiMROD? Like the best play is Electro NiMROD turn 4. Turn 5 you can play Destroyer. You get a 15-5 split. Like other than the fact that that's probably really situational. And then what are you gonna do afterwards? You're gonna do Arnim Zola and give up a lane, and give only 10 to one lane with another NiMROD, and then um I'm not even quite sure. It's either you would, well, now that you have 7, you can uh you have 7 energy on turn 6. You can, I guess you can play cards like Carnage, Venom, Deathlock. No, well, you could play Venom and Deathlock right afterwards, but that would be the play, you know. But you would have to have that sequence of cards in that order, and how rare is that, you know? And it's very hard. The play has to be that way. It's like it the play has to be that way. That's the problem with him. And especially if you lose a lane, that's his biggest weakness too. It's like if you can't access lanes, if you can't destroy him multiple times, it you're always like his ability to split multiple times is really good. He's unshankshiable, but the fact that you're always giving up a lane, or you're switching what lane you're giving up on, I guess it's pretty strong, but it's just like y- you're you're forced to adapt to how how NiMROD's effect works in each game. And that's what I don't like about him so much. Like I said, yeah, it's just that you need premium cards to make him real good. So like that's the first part of this video. Like the second part of this video I want to talk about is like how I feel like people should be just playing the season right now, especially the first week. They haven't patched anything, so why not just use the best deck, or try to use the best cards of what you have to like rank up and collect all, just collect everything and then start testing again. You know what I mean? But for now, like I don't think there's anything. I I feel like the meta has already been defined, and that's why I think the season is so bland. You have this brand new card that doesn't really like spice it up. Like I said, if it was a 5/10 and everyone had an unshankshiable monster, that would have been so much better than a 5/5. Like then I guess it would have been another target for sure. You know, I mean, to be a 5/20, it's like, oh man, like it, but it's also, it could have been a good card for everybody too. And they're not patching Shuri. They haven't patched Leech yet, and I don't think there's another patch for another like couple weeks, a few weeks, which is terrible. I think it's terrible for the game. Like, people are still gonna play. Everyone's gonna play. Everyone, because like it does take a while for people to hit this infinite rank. Still, I already passed my first 10, and then I got my 5. You get 50 free cubes after passing 10, so it should be hella easy to get infinite within like a week or two. Just keep playing, keep grinding it out. But I guess they're trying to like reduce the amount of stress people have just to get that little card back. But yeah, I think there was someone that said also it's like because everyone can get it, it's not as special. But I think it's just a game. I just play it and just have fun. But that's, I think, for me, it's still having a problem because I almost take this game a little seriously too, because I stream it, record and edit some videos for it. But I want to have fun too. But it does hard to have fun. It is hard to have fun and make content when you can't have cards that like you don't have a mode to just have fun, because rank is very serious. Competing with other people around the world with other decks it's and wanting to take their cubes is yeah, dude, it's stressful. Also because eh, when you hit the infinite rank, um you do get this sort of, it's probably in my head, but it's like you get this sort of status, like, oh, you hit it, like especially when you don't have it and you see people with like a card back, or it says a title that says really really dirty. You 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 like kind of feel this uneasiness, and you lose. That's how I felt when I versed those type of people. I lost my like my confidence when I saw people like, oh, they hit infinite, like they must be really really good. Like I don't know how the feeling of climbing all that the whole way to get to infinite. So yeah, there's a certain feeling when you do have the title or a card back that shows that you've reached it all the way to the infinite rank. But yeah, guys, that's probably a long rant. I'll just end it here. But that's how I feel about NiMROD, and that's how I feel about how people should kind of go about the season, and how they should approach like the meta. Like I said, the meta's already been figured out. I think patches need to be changed. It should have been a patch should have been there before the season even started. I thought that would kind of make sense for like a developer's point of view, but hey, I've never made a game in my life, so it's probably really hard to keep balance patches and do balance patches. But I thought they made it easier for themselves with the last one. But that's my like take on it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time, peace.